Miami Heat Nation, what is going on? So, in today's video, we got some very good news for all the Miami Heat fans. Very good news. And there's a reason why. And in today's video, I'm going to explain it all, but I will say it is involving trading for star players. Yes. When do you hear that for the Miami Heat? Don't really hear it much often. You know, we're making small moves like Nazir Little, and then you got the New York Knicks trading for Karl Anthony Towns. There's levels to this stuff, right? But I still believe in the Godfather, and I do think this front office is determined to make moves, especially after reading this tweet. But before we do start today's video, if you guys enjoy Miami Heat content and just want to stay updated with the team, I pretty much upload every other day. So especially with the season coming back, we're going to be doing live streams. I also have a Discord server. So if you want to guys join that, link in the description, subscribe, notifications, like and comment. I appreciate that so much. So as you see on the screen right here, these are free agents, and we're going to talk about that after. But I do want to show you this tweet that came out earlier in the night. So pretty much what this says is from Ian Begley. I believe that's how you say his name. It says Detroit, Atlanta, Miami, among the other teams New York Knicks talked to about trades of Julius Randle. So let's hear that again. Miami is among the other teams that the New York Knicks talked to about trading for Julius Randle. Now, this kind of correlates into the sense of that Miami Heat was doing this low-key. No one knew about this. No one knew that the Miami Heat had interest in trading for Julius Randle. The only reason why it came out is because Julius Randle is now traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Think about that, guys. So clearly, this front office is invested in trading for star players if they're available. If they're looking to trade for Julius Randle, you're telling me they may not be invested into Brandon Ingram or a player like Zach LaVine. Those are just the top of the players that come to my mind that are available. So in my opinion, I think this is a good sign, right? So we got training camp coming up, right? We got media day, we got preseason and stuff like that. I don't think they're going to make a move anytime soon, right? I think they're going to let stuff play out, right? Because you got to think about it. Terry Rozier is finally healthy. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. Majority of our star players are back to healthy. So they want to see what can this team provide? What can this team do with like a 30-game span, right? If we go 20-10, I think they're confident. And I think if we win 20 games, 10 losses, Jimmy's looking like Jimmy, I think they go out there and trade for a star player. I really do. But it doesn't make sense for them to trade for a star player if this team's 10-20. There's a difference. This team needs to compete at a high level. I think the front office knows that the Eastern Conference is only going to get tougher, especially now with the New York Knicks having a lineup of Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Karl Anthony Towns. That's probably one of the best starting fives in the game, right? And then you can't forget about the defending champs where you have a Drew Holiday, a Derek White, a Jason Tatum, a Jaylen Brown, a Porzingis, who they pretty much brought back their whole bench, right? So those two teams right there are on top of the pecking board. But then you got to look at the 76ers and be like, okay, they got a nice big three. They retooled their bench too. So the East is going to be tough. It's going to be extremely tough. I think the front office is is getting frustrated with Jimmy Butler. They know Jimmy Butler's era is coming to an end. The Jimmy Butler era is coming to an end. They know that. They haven't won a championship. They've been to plenty of Eastern Conference finals. They've been to the finals, but the job hasn't got done. So I think they're going to give it a 30-game span to see how Terry and Tyler work out. Maybe you see something by trading Tyler. Maybe you see something. You might see something coming. I've really pictured this because there's no way they don't do nothing, but they were interested in trading for Julius Randle, right? You get what I'm trying to say. So they're probably going to say, okay, they didn't get this trade go through. Let's see what Kel'el Ware can do. Let's see what Jovic can do. Let's see what Jaime can do. They're going to trust their young players at first. It's going to be frustrating because you're seeing all these teams get better. But I do think they eventually make a move. So now we're going to go back to the free agent list. And these are free agents. So that means, they're still on contract and stuff like that. But this is going to be like 2025. So we just got to look at the list and just be a little bit more realistic. So James, he's not going nowhere. Obviously, Jimmy Butler, what do you do with him? I doubt we go after Fred VanVleet. We don't need a Rudy Gobert. Kyrie Irving stays. We don't need Ben Simmons. James Harden's an interesting one. And the reason why I say that is because, yes, he signed a deal with the Los Angeles Clippers, but maybe James Harden wants out. You never know, right? James Harden may want out. I mean, he asked out for the last couple teams that he has been on. let's just be honest with you. Kawhi Leonard's coming off surgery once again, another knee injury, or knee repair, or whatever the case they want to say. So he may not be ready. That Clippers team is just not that good without Paul George and James Harden leading the load. So this one may be interesting. Maybe he asks for a trade and, James Harden comes to Miami, which, to be honest with you guys, looking at it now, I would love to have James Harden. James Harden is a very, very good playmaker, and he also stepped to the playoffs last year for the Los Angeles Clippers, right? Then you still got Brandon Ingram, which he's still available for trade. Obviously, going to have to give him a contract extension. Do you want to do that? Personally, in my opinion, no. I'm not a big fan of Brandon Ingram, but like I said, I'm going to keep repeating it. If the front office is looking to acquire a player like Julius Randle, which has choked, who has a big contract, why wouldn't they be invested in a player that's younger, who has more talent, and could be a solid player for the Miami Heat? And also, we have one of the best, Heat culture, and I think he could fit fine with that, right? Then you got players like John Collins. Does that work? I don't really think that works too much, because then again, you already acquired player like Khalil Ware. But it all depends, right? Maybe a Bruce Brown Jr. who is still available for trade. It's still available for trade. I think Bruce Brown Jr. is a solid player. I definitely think he's not a fancy star, but he did help the Denver Nuggets win a championship. And maybe the Miami Heat don't need star players. Maybe they need valuable role players that can help them out. When you look at the New York Knicks, they got valuable role players. They probably have the best role players in the game right now, right? So Bruce Brown's a very interesting one. Even a Malcolm Brogdon's a very interesting one. That's just kind of my opinion. We don't really have a backup point guard. Is it going to be Drew Smith? Is it going to be Isaiah Stevens? We got to find out, right? So yeah, the list, you continue to keep going down the list. It's not the greatest, of course, but there is some players available. Then you can even look back at, okay, maybe we can look at Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma has been flirting with Miami Heat for the last, couple years. I feel like he wants to come to this team. If you guys don't know, these are Kyle Kuzma's numbers. He will bring scoring to this team. That's something we do lack. He's still fairly young. He's only 29 years old. Played 70 out of 82 games. I feel like he'll fix his act with Miami, with Spo as the head coach. But average about 22, 46% for the field, damn near 34% for the three-point line, 6.6 rebounds, 4.2 assists. So there is not the greatest players available, but there are some solid players that can definitely help this team out. And I know a lot of people probably don't want Julius Randle, and we don't got him. The Minnesota Timberwolves got to deal with that contract and all that toxic stuff. But all I'm saying is, and I burped, I'm sorry. All I'm saying is I think this team is active in the trade market, because it clearly says it right here that they talked to the Knicks about Julius Randle. So once again, let me know what you guys think about this. And also, if you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like. It helps my channel grow, helps this video get out there even more. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys mean the world to me. Once again, if you want to join my Miami Heat Discord, link in the description. And have a great night and have a great Saturday. Peace.